Now, after its election last month, the Free State Provincial Executive Committee of the ANC will hold its first Lekgotla this weekend. As we've reported, Moloko Moloto is already in Bloemfontein talking to some of those PEC members about what can expect from this first Lekgotla. Good afternoon again, Moloko. What have you got for us now?
Good afternoon, Braden Moyane. Well, the three-day meeting of the African National Congress in the Free State is underway already. Today, we were told that the new members of the Provincial Executive Committee are being inducted so that they can know how the party is being run as the new members of the Provincial Executive Committee. But I'm joined now by the new chairperson of the ANC in the Free State, Mr. Mxolisi Dugwana. Sir, thank you so much for making time. I mean, when you were opening this particular meeting, you pointed out to the issue or the significance of unity, saying that there would be some people who think unity cannot happen without them. If it's without them, it's not real unity. And I'm tempted, therefore, to ask you, given the fact that you were elected along a slate that did a clean sweep. I mean, I'm not too sure if there's any of the people who were contesting you, either at the top 5 level or even at the PEC, who managed to get elected here. How then is that unity going to be panning out, considering that the people who contested you don't seem to have made it onto the PEC?
I think the branches or the delegates of the ANC do not want to reward anarchy. You have a conference. You have issues that you're not happy with. You run through the conference and participate in the conference. And when the outcomes come, are released, you decide to leave the conference when there is still some work to be done. And that led to a situation that you find. And people now will say a particular slate was elected at the exclusion of the others. But how do you then elect people who are out, who do not even show respect to the process, and who demonstrate some level of ill-discipline? I think that's what delegates decided to do, because they also encouraged their own, what they would call their own delegates, when these delegates actually were representing branches of the ANC, which some of these branches need to really ask some hard questions.
The Premier of the province, Ntombela, contested you for the position of chairperson. She lost, I think, by just over 40 votes. She tried her luck for the position in the Provincial Executive Committee as an additional. I'm told she only got 18 votes. That was clear that the delegates did not want her as a leader of the ANC, particularly to be structured in the PEC. What does her future hold now, considering that not even a single PEC MECs, except yourself, the other 9 have not made it onto the PEC? Do you still have confidence in her to take the ANC forward? More so because the national chairperson of the ANC, Kwaramantashe, did say in front of her and the delegates and the rest of South Africa that there's no government in the Free State.
The reason that we're having this meeting starting today, tomorrow we'll be discussing the very same question that you are pointing, and making a determination as an organization. Having looked in all other things that need to be looked at, the ANC will then take a decision of how do we move forward from here.
So in other words, the future of Premier Ntombela will be decided this weekend?
I think that, let's put it, not the future of an individual, but the future of the province, of the Free State, will then be determined tomorrow, not of an individual.
You wrote a letter as the ANC, I think it was signed off by the new provincial secretary, Mr. Motsoeneng, inviting the mayors, the speakers, and also municipal managers. And the Democratic Alliance seemingly doesn't take kindly to that. They are saying you inviting municipal managers to a party meeting creates the impression that they are an extension of what they call factions of the ANC. Why do you want particularly the bureaucrats when this is a meeting of politicians?
I remember today is an induction. It's only those who are elected. Tomorrow is the PEC. After that, the party that is ruling, the ruling party in this case, the ANC, would be having its Lekgotla. Now, when you deal with this, these are policy issues. These are strategic matters that need to be engaged with all those who are supposed to implement. And the implementers of these will be your MECs, will be your HODs, your municipal managers, etc. And I don't see anything wrong because you are not conflicting the state and the party in this case. But you can't just sit there and discuss in isolation of those people who must implement what needs to be implemented coming from the Lekgotla. So the issue here, you'd have parties. I mean, the DA has this, and they have they invite people. We're not inviting them as members of the ANC, mindful of the fact that there are those who would be invited as MECs. These are MECs, and they are invited as MECs, and they would participate as MECs. There's nothing wrong in inviting members who are serving in boards, in these structures, where discussions to take forward the process are going to be dealt with. And I think that needs to be understood in that context.
I think it's understandable that when you invite politicians that you have deployed as the African National Congress, they ought to come. The issue here in the context of the debate of the constitutionality and validity of the cadre deployment, if someone is holding a position of municipal manager or head of the department and is not an ANC card-carrying member, if they were to say, I'm not going to go there, I will wait for the government Lekgotla, this is an ANC Lekgotla, will you accept that if they don't honor that invitation?
You know, sometimes it's very interesting how other people look at this. Take, for instance, you have what happens in America. The whole administration, once Biden is elected, the administration, including the High Court, the judges, are appointed by that administration. And nobody says there is a problem in that. It's a system that they use. We're using the system where an organization would then deploy people who would implement the resolution and the decision of that organization. They do so in the Democratic Alliance, and wherever they are, they deploy people they know that would implement. They may be calling whatever name. But the issue is you deploy people you think will be comfortable in serving and doing what needs to be done in accordance with the values as an organization.
Okay, final question, Mr. Dukwana. The previous Provincial Interim Committee took a decision, which you were chairing as the convener, took a decision that the Executive Mayor of Mangaung, Mxolisi Siyonzana, must resign. And it's been how many weeks now? 3, if not 4. He hasn't resigned. And I know there are people who are saying, you seem to be blaming him for the mess that he has inherited. For instance, that municipality is it was under the provincial administration. The province failed to turn the corner there, and the national administration has taken over. Some people are saying his powers are curtailed, yet you expected him to perform miracles there. Firstly, has he indicated that he would resign as instructed by the ANC, and what is the way forward?
We have not instructed Moloko Moloto to resign. What we have put across is that there needs to be a change in the troika in that municipality.
Which includes him, right?
It includes him and others, your deputy mayor, your speaker, because at the time when we were saying all these things, there was a problem of them not working together, and that was affecting the municipality greatly when you do not have a speaker and the mayor, being able to leave their egos and their differences aside and serve the particular institution. And on the basis of those, because we made several attempts to indicate to them that it is important for those who are deployed in strategic positions such as those to act in servicing the people instead of nursing their egos.
Okay. Does the ANC quickly still want them to resign?
When we reach that point, when the national executive, especially the officials nationally, have made that determination long time, and they are working on that, then they will be informed.
Okay. Mr. Mxolisi Dukwana, the new chairperson of the African National Congress in the Free State. Of course, this 3-day meeting continues. I think it's going to end on Sunday. Braden Moyani.